This lesson is on using comparison operators with SQL. Now, we've already seen a very simple comparison operator. We looked for city equals Oakland. That's a comparison. We want to find out where the value in the city column is equal to Oakland. Run it again. You can see that. Now, notice that Oakland is contained in single quotes. Single quotes are actually the way SQL's standard specification says you should do this. MySQL is fairly lenient and will let you do double quotes as well. Some DBMSs, such as Oracle, will not let you use the double quotes. So, that's a simple comparison. It was really obvious what I was doing. Now, putting Oakland in quotes says that this is text information that I'm comparing to. So, it's the signal to the database that I'm going to compare text to what's in the city column. The database doesn't know whether something's a city or a number or a varchar. It doesn't really understand the data from a human perspective. It just looks at the data type. Is this a character-based data type? Is this a date? Is it a time? Is it an integer? And it makes a comparison based on that. So if I tried to compare something that was an integer to be equal to Oakland, that would not work. Let's go and work with a different table that has some different data types in it. Instead of author, I'm going to look at the book table. Run this and see everything. Now notice I have decimal numbers, I have integer type numbers, more decimal numbers and another integer, and I also have a date. These dates are from 1998, and it's in the native format that's considered the default for dates that we deal with in MySQL. A 4-character year, hyphen 2-character month, and then hyphen the day of the month. So we can use that to ask questions about this data. Let's go ahead and do a comparison on the year-to-date sales. Okay, you can see I've got quite a different amount of books being sold. Let's look for things that are more than 5,000. To do this, I use the where clause again. Where year-to-date sales is greater than 5,000. Now notice right away, I don't put this in quotes. If you're dealing with a number, a regular integer number or a decimal number, you don't put the quotes around it. That's a signal to the database that I'm dealing with a number. Let's go ahead and run this. Now, I only get the 4 rows back that were greater than 5,000 in the year-to-date sales field. Let's go ahead and make it less and see what we get. I've got 12. Okay. So we get a different answer. You can see that these values are all less than 5,000. Likewise, with the price of a book, let's look for a book price that's less than $29.99. Notice that I have a book here, $29.99, the Busy Executives database. Let's run it. That book didn't come back because it was equal to $29.99, and I'm saying look for something less than that. So when you do comparisons, you can use these normal things like less than and equal to, greater than and equal to, the normal mathematical comparisons to make a decision on whether to bring a row back or not. Now, if I want to do that with character-based data, I can actually do that as well. I'm going to look at the type in a minute. I'm going to look at the type equals business. And let's just do business. Submit it. Okay, I get the business type books. If I do type is greater than business, I get the books that come after B. So it's greater than that alphabetically. These greater than or less thans will work with character-based type. It just has to do more with the sort order alphabetically of how something is laid out. Let's deal with a date now. We have a pub date here. So I'm going to take that. I'm going to put that there, pub date. Even though a date is not a string, we still put it in quotes to deal with it. 06/30. So here I'm going to say, first I'm going to start with equals. Does it equal that? Okay, I've got 1 that's equal that. How about less than that? And I do. I have dates that come before June 30th of 1998. So Even the less than or greater than works with dates as well. And there's some complexity here. It's smart enough to know about leap years and the years across the centuries and all that. It figures it all out internally. We don't have to worry about it. You may remember the Y2K problem back in 2000. That's because many programs at the time were written with handling dates that didn't have a specific date data type, and they didn't handle things consistently. Modern-day languages, and certainly SQL, holds a date data type and will handle this kind of mathematics between dates gracefully. All right? This ends our lesson on doing some simple comparisons.